I recently passed $400,000 worth of prop firm challenges with the two top firms in the space, a 200K with FTMO and a 200K with Alpha Capital Group. So in today's video, what I'd like to do is give you all the most in-depth breakdown that I can of the approach that I took to pass these challenges and any insights that I can provide that will hopefully translate to you and your trading and will allow you to pass challenges easier as well. So in a moment, I'm going to head up to my office and start screen recording my FTMO dashboard as well as my Alpha Capital Group dashboard. And we're going to break down the strategy, the techniques that I used to pass these challenges, the psychology behind it as well. And hopefully there's something that can be learned from both of them. I approached them each a little bit differently. I think it'll be a really interesting video for you all. So make sure you stick around till the end because there's going to be a lot of valuable information that I'm sure you're not going to want to miss. All right, everybody, we're now in the FTMO dashboard, taking a look at the phase one of my $200,000 challenge. Let's start things off by taking a look at the equity curve. As you can see, I started off with some wins and thankfully never experienced any drawdown. It just pretty much went straight up towards the $20,000 profit target. So that's a very healthy equity curve. I'm happy to see that. It was definitely a good challenge. Now, FTMO has a minimum 4 trading days as a requirement. It actually took me 9 trading days to pass this phase one. So that's not bad. That's actually pretty quick for a challenge. The max daily loss is negative 10,000 and I didn't even get anywhere close to that. So that's fantastic. And as you can see, the profit target was passed for 20,500, which is just over 10%. So scrolling down, I'd like to go over some of the trades themselves as well as these statistics here. Now, as you can see, the win rate was quite high. The number of trades was 24. So it's a pretty decent win rate, 70% for 24 trades. And the average risk reward ratio was 2.26. Also, you can see that the average loss was only $650. The average profit was almost $1,500. So very healthy numbers here. I'm very happy with my performance. Now, I want to dive into some of the trades themselves because as you can see, they're all listed here. The reason that this was an interesting challenge and the way that it differs from the Alpha Capital challenge that we'll go over shortly is that with FTMO specifically, I decided to do a mixture of swing trading and day trading. So if you've been on my channel before, you should know by now that I have a good balance of content between a day trading style and a swing trading style. It's actually the exact same strategy when you really look at it, but it just utilizes different time frames. So my swing trading style is only entering from the 4-hour or the daily time frame, and my day trading style is typically executing trades on the 15-minute time frame using a higher time frame bias as an anchor. So what you'll see throughout this trade log is that the majority of these trades were from gold and they were day trades, pretty short durations. Now, whenever you see a Forex pair like Euro AUD, and if I scroll down, there's AUD USD as well. There was also Euro USD and CAD Swiss franc. The Forex pairs were the swing trades and some of them were closed early. The gold trades were the day trades. Honestly, it was really gold that propelled me towards the profit target here because so far this year, there hasn't been too many high probability swing opportunities. So I've definitely been finding myself day trading quite a bit more. But what I love about my strategy is that it's pretty dynamic. I can switch between the two based on market conditions, which makes me really happy. And it allows me to do things like this. So during a period of time where swing trades have been less frequent and less probable, I'm able to capitalize on gold using the exact same strategy. And gold tends to move pretty quickly, so I can see things come to fruition in a short duration of time. In terms of a challenge, that's very helpful. Now, I've passed many challenges with only swing trades before, and that has gone very well. It's pretty stress-free. It's a really easy way to trade, that's for sure. But like I said, this year so far, the first 2 quarters of the year so far, I've been getting involved in good swing trades, but a lot of them just aren't fully getting to completion, which is my 1 to 3 risk reward target. A lot of the members within Currency Pros are finding a lot of success swing trading a fixed 1 to 2 risk reward ratio, and they're finding that that comes to completion a lot more often. There's like seasonalities within trading. So although it may be a little bit difficult at the current point in time to be swing trading full trades to completion, that tide is going to shift very soon. It always does. That's one of the reasons why I love my strategy so much because it's so dynamic. During slow periods of swing trading, I can supplement that by day trading. And recently I've kind of fell in love with day trading gold. There's an abundance of opportunity using my day trading style. So I've been really enjoying that. So now that we've gone over the first phase, let me take you into the second phase of this FTMO challenge, which was the verification. Now, taking a look at the verification phase of the 200K FTMO account, this one was a little bit rockier. As you can see on my equity curve, I started off by taking a few losses, and at the peak of it, I was in drawdown $7,000. I recovered from that, got back to break even, and then pushed into profit significantly and propelled myself towards the overall profit target, which for the verification is only $10,000 rather than $20,000 for this 200K account size. So I actually made it to 11,200 unintentionally. Now scrolling down, again, minimum 4 trading days. This one actually took me 12 days to pass. So I took a little bit longer on the verification in comparison to the first phase. Obviously that's because I experienced quite a bit of drawdown right off the bat. So I had to recover that and then basically start the verification from scratch after that point. Now max daily loss, I got a little bit closer on this one, unfortunately, really close. The max daily loss is negative 10,000. I got to 9,600. So I almost hit that and failed. If I did fail, wouldn't have been a big deal. I would have just tried again. One of the reasons that I wanted to go through these statistics with you is to show you all that these challenges aren't that important as you may think. Obviously, you shouldn't be spending your last dollar on purchasing one of these challenges with a prop firm. That would be incredibly irresponsible from a financial perspective, and it would put a great deal of stress on you. So for me, when I buy these challenges, I do my best, of course, but I don't care if I pass or fail because I know that this is just a numbers game. And over time, I'm very profitable. I have been for a long time. If I just keep trying, I'll keep passing. I might fail some, but in the end, I always win. So I could have easily failed this verification and then had to start from scratch, but that wouldn't have been that big of a deal. Would have just paid the fee again and tried again. There's always more trades around the corner that can allow you to reach your goals. So it's not the end of the world. So don't put these prop firms on a pedestal. They're not as important as you all make them out to be. Now, as you can see, the profit target of $10,000, I passed that and went quite a bit over it. I had a hard take profit set, I believe, and I wasn't on my phone monitoring it. So I think it just hit the hard TP, and that's why it was over $10,000. It made it to 11,200. Regardless, all of these objectives were passed, and I'm very thankful for that. So scrolling down to the statistics, this one, of course, is a little bit worse than the last one. You can see that my win rate was 54% out of also 24 trades, which is interesting. I didn't notice that before. I had the same amount of trades on phase 1 as phase 2. But yeah, because I started out in drawdown, you can see that the win rate was significantly lower. Average loss, $900, average profit, $1,600, still quite healthy. Average risk reward, 1.81. A lot of these were closed early. There was some discrepancies with the trades. It wasn't always full TP being hit. So that's why the risk to reward ratio differs a little bit. Now, scrolling down to the trade journal, this was also a mixture of day trades and swing trades. So as you can see here, there's 4 instruments: gold, USD JPY, US 500, and Euro USD. These two, US 500 and Euro USD, were a mistake. I entered Euro USD by accident. Entered my lot size and didn't realize that on my phone it was set to Euro USD, and I was meaning to enter gold. I remember that trade specifically. And US 500, I entered the wrong lot size, unfortunately. So I just closed it early and then just kind of ditched the trade idea altogether because I had already entered gold trades that were running profitably. So I just said, let's just focus on this. So 2 little mistakes there, not that big of a deal. Now, USD JPY was nice. That was a swing trade as well. However, this one almost stopped me out. I remember this trade specifically too. It came very close to my stop loss and then impulsively dropped into profit. It was a short trade. It impulsively dropped into profit. And because it almost took me out prior, I was no longer confident in that move. So I just closed it early and got out of it. Again, I had gold trades running profitably. So I decided to just focus on that for the remainder of the challenge. And that's what propelled me to hitting the profit target and passing the verification, allowing me to obtain my actual 200K funded account. So that pretty much sums up the statistics on FTMO. As you can see, the trade journal is here. Everything's there for you to see. Now let's dive into Alpha Capital because I want to discuss how that one differed from this one. So now taking a look at the Alpha Capital Group dashboard, first things first, if this looks a little bit different than yours, it's simply because I enabled light mode. I'm not a big fan of dark mode, so I try to enable that wherever I am. But anyways, moving on to the statistics themselves, You're not going to notice too much of a difference from the FTMO challenge, but the only main difference with the Alpha Capital challenge, both phase 1 and phase 2, is that I specifically set out to do Alpha Capital strictly trading gold. So that was, it was almost like a test for me because I've only been trading gold for about a month and a half now. And I wanted to test my skills on a live challenge of 200K. That was the sole purpose of this Alpha Capital account. With my FTMO, I mixed in a bunch of swing trades, and that also helped me get to my profit target a little faster. But with Alpha Capital, it also worked pretty fast, just day trading gold. And the reason I'm going to dive into this is because I'm going to give you all a little teaser into how I actually scale into trades to compound these profits so quickly and was able to pass these challenges faster than usual. As I mentioned before, I've passed a lot of challenges in the past using only my swing trading strategy, and that's all good and well. But typically, when I pass a challenge based on my swing style of trading, it takes 3 to 4 weeks per phase. So if you have a lot of patience and trading isn't necessarily your priority, you have other things going on, then the swing trading style is certainly recommended because it's very stress-free. It's pretty much the most passive that trading can be. So 3 to 4 weeks per phase isn't that bad. So a month and a half to 2 months and you're funded. Now, with my day trading style, obviously that can be compounded a lot faster. And as you can see, Alpha Capital Group has a minimum trading days of 3, and I passed phase 1 in just 7 days. So that's pretty healthy. The reason I was able to do this in such a short period of time, strictly trading gold, and as you can see, the win rate is just under 74%. The numbers here are very healthy. I'm very happy with them. I actually only traded once or twice per week. That's typically my trade frequency when it comes to my day trading style, specifically with gold. I only need 1 or 2 trade ideas per week. And I managed to get a ton of entries out of those 1 or 2 trade ideas. And the reason for that is because I'm actually aggressively scaling in to my positions, but I'm doing so in a professional way where I'm managing risk diligently. So what that looks like is I'll enter my initial position with a very low amount of risk, just like 0.5% or 1%. And as soon as price moves in my favor and creates a new break of structure, pushing past a previous high or pushing below a previous low, whether or not I'm buying or selling, as soon as it moves in my favor and violates structure, I aggressively move my stop loss either to break even or slightly in profit. And then as soon as price retraces back a little bit after violating that previous structure, I will then enter again using the same amount of risk, except my initial position is then risk-free. Now I keep doing this. Every time there's a new break of structure going in my favor, in my intended direction, I'll aggressively manage my stop losses, move them to break even or slightly in profit, and then I will enter a new position using the initial risk upon retracement. And as I do this, if my bias is correct and the market is moving in the intended direction, my profits are compounding significantly. With my swing trades as well. As I enter swing trades on the higher time frames, I'm more interested in dropping down to the 15-minute time frame and scaling in within that swing position. So I could be holding one single trade idea for a week, for example, but within that week, I could scale in 3 or 4 times while only maintaining the initial risk that I started out with. Yet my profits are compounding very significantly. So that's basically the strategy that I use to pass this in such a short period of time. And it's working really well for me. Obviously, I need to spend more time with this and really refine my approach, but so far, so good. So taking a look at the verification for my 200K Alpha Capital Group account, let's start off by looking at the equity curve. Similar to FTMO, I started this one out in drawdown. Some of my gold trades did not go as planned. That affected both accounts the same way. Thankfully, I recovered that and then passed the challenge. So as you can see here, Alpha Capital shows that I had pretty much a perfect win rate of 50%, but my average risk reward ratio was 2.14. So of course, when you compare those two numbers together, the result is profitability. Average loss was just under 1,000. Average profit was just over 2,100. So very healthy numbers. I'm happy with that. Obviously, I would prefer to avoid those drawdown periods, but it is what it is. Trades don't always go to plan. Now, this verification took me 13 days, similar to FTMO, because of the drawdown that I initially incurred. That obviously ate away at my time. So it could have been done in less time if I didn't incur those losses, but that's just simply part of trading. So all in all, to sum up these two challenges, both phase 1 and phase 2 verification, they went relatively smoothly, other than the verification minor drawdown phase here. But overall, if you compare both phase 1 and phase 2 and add up the trading days, it's a very quick amount of time to be funded in and receive those funded accounts and just get right to trading and receiving payouts. It's a very short period of time. Like I said before, if your lifestyle makes it easier for you to be a swing trader, then you really need to embrace that, okay? Not everybody has the time and, most importantly, the patience to be sitting on a screen, whether it be your phone or your desktop, to be day trading. It's just simply not for everybody. A lot of you watching this right now have full-time jobs. You have kids at home. You have a busy lifestyle. That means you can't be sitting on a screen all day, finding these day trades within peak hours of a trading session. Thankfully, I have the luxury to do that. I'm a full-time trader, so I can be available for that. But I want you all to know that it's possible both ways. There have been times when I am strictly swing trading, and I have passed many challenges like that and received many payouts like that as well from strictly swing trades. And I fell in love with that style because of how passive it is. I can just go on with my life. I can hit the gym. I can run errands. I can go out with friends. I can travel, all while holding swing trades and getting paid for it. But if you're available to do it, then day trading is also very lucrative. And again, if you've watched any of the videos on my channel, you should really know by now that the strategy I teach is very dynamic. So the exact same strategy that I apply to the 4-hour and daily time frame can also be applied to the 4-hour and 15-minute time frame for a higher frequency trading approach. And that's what you're seeing here within these two challenges that I took. FTMO was a hybrid between swing trading and day trading. I did both on that. And with Alpha Capital, I distinctively decided that it would be day trading gold only. And that also worked out very well for me. Now, for me personally, I like to have different portfolios. I like to have different trading accounts for different purposes. You really need to take a look at your own lifestyle and figure out which one works best for you, which style caters to your life more. But at the end of the day, what really matters is that this is possible. Anybody can do it, whether or not you're from a third world country, or if you have a very busy life, or whether you're low on capital. You know, these challenges are relatively cheap in the grand scheme of things. It's possible for everybody to do this. It's not just full-time traders like me that can take advantage of this. It's every one of you watching this at home. You have the capability to do this. It's not out of reach. It's right there. And I need you to stop overcomplicating your trading. Stop being scared of losing. Accept the loss. Accept trading for what it is. Take it seriously. Stop messing around and stop overcomplicating things by watching all these complex strategies on YouTube that are completely unnecessary. Trading is very simple when you break it down from a technical standpoint. The only complicated aspects of trading are in your own mind, the way that humans sabotage themselves. Now, that's something that we all fall victim to. I've been doing this for over 6 years now, and I still have emotional ups and downs, and I still make rookie mistakes sometimes. We're only human, right? We all make mistakes, but it's possible to do this. We all have equal opportunity. So I really hope you enjoyed this. I hope it was insightful, and I hope that the information that I shared with you today by going through my two dashboards here can provide you with the knowledge and motivation to go do this for yourself. Replicate this. You can, I know you can, so let's see it happen. If you've made it this far till the end of the video, first of all, I want to thank you. But I hope you realize that throughout the recording of this video, you'll notice that prop firms really shouldn't be put on a pedestal, okay? I understand that it's a huge topic nowadays, and I recognize that it presents tremendous opportunity for undercapitalized traders to get involved in the market and start receiving payouts. I get that. At the end of the day, personal trading capital should always be your priority. That's how it's been for me for the past 6 years. I've always prioritized trading my own money with a real brokerage account, because that way I'm not susceptible to rule changes, payout denials, drama with the CEOs, these little kids that are running these companies. I don't have to worry about any of that. Not saying that the two companies that were discussed today have anything to do with that. Thankfully, I chose the most professional ones, but those are very common issues in the space right now. And it's an issue that a lot of people are dealing with. And it's heartbreaking to see traders work really hard to get towards a payout and beat the statistics of most people failing. Actually getting to that stage of a payout is so rare. And it's heartbreaking to see them get to that stage and then get denied a payout because they were trading too close to a news event, or because the prop firm system flagged them as suspicious when in reality they weren't doing anything wrong. There's so many sketchy things that are going on in the space right now. So if you are prioritizing prop firms at least know in the back of your head that you should be allocating a portion of your capital towards a personal brokerage account that is yours, that you can withdraw at any point in time without restrictions. Honestly, I promise you, once you do that, if you haven't already, that's where the most freedom is. Yes, prop firms present a tremendous opportunity to scale your capital, but personal capital should always be the priority. Now, I want to thank you all for watching this video. I really appreciate each and every one of you. If you haven't already, please like the video and subscribe to my channel for future videos just like this. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to post it in the comments, hopefully something positive. I do try and reply to all my comments. I usually get most of them, but I hope you can understand it does get a bit overwhelming at times. However, if you do want to connect with me further, you could reach out to me on Instagram. I'm much more active on Instagram. I'll leave the links to my Instagram profiles in the description of this video, so be sure to check that out, and hopefully I'll see you there. Again, thank you all for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I'll see you all in the next video.